Meanwhile, LeBron James is very, very upset at the media. Why exactly is LeBron James upset at the media? Well, he's upset at the media because they didn't ask him questions about Jerry Jones. Now, what you ask does Jerry Jones have to do with anything? Well, Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. And about a week ago, there was a report in the Washington Post by David Marinis and Sally Jenkins about Jerry Jones. And the report was that Jerry Jones, when he was 14 years old, was at North Little Rock High. So this is in 1957 because he was born in 1943. And he is standing a few yards from where 6 black students were being jostled and repelled with snarling racial slurs by ringleaders of a mob, again, in Arkansas. At one point, a black student named Richard Lindsay recalled someone in the crowd put a hand on the back of his neck. A voice behind him said, "I want to see how an N-word feels." The ruffian hostility succeeded in turning away the would-be new enrollees. The confrontation occurred 65 years ago. On September 9th, 1957, during the same month, a higher-profile integration effort was taking place at Little Rock Central High in the capital city a few miles away. The story of the Little Rock Nine, when President Dwight D. Eisenhower dispatched federal troops to escort the trailblazing black students past the spitting hordes, is regarded as a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. It overshadowed the ugly events unfolding contemporaneously at Jones's high school on the other side of the Arkansas River, an episode mostly lost to history, though not entirely. The photograph, taken by William Strader of the AP, shows a young Jones wearing a striped shirt, craning for a better view, looking like a little burrhead, as he said in a recent interview with the Washington Post, acknowledging his presence on the steps that day. He was 1 month from turning 15. He showed up near the conflict's epicenter, stationed on the top landing near the school's double-leaf entry doors, a face in a rear row of human bulwark intent on keeping people out because of the color of their skin. Jones said he was there only to watch, not participate. He said, "I don't know that I or anybody anticipated or had a background of knowing what was involved. It was more of a curious thing." But the photographs indicate Jones had to scurry around the North Little Rock 6 to reach the top of the stairs before the black students completed their walk up the schoolhouse door. And while Jones offered a common explanation of the confrontation, that it was the work of older white supremacists, most of those surrounding the 6 young black men were teenagers. Jerry Jones is now 80. Okay, so if you actually look at the picture, what you will see is a bunch of guys who look like they are ranging in age from maybe 17 to 30, surrounding these black students and jostling them. And then in the very back of the crowd, you can see Jerry Jones as a 14-year-old looking on curiously. Okay, so what does this have to do with LeBron James? Well, LeBron James has been asked repeatedly about Kyrie Irving. And the reason he's been asked about Kyrie Irving is because Kyrie Irving tweeted out a video from Amazon that was distributed on Amazon that was a Holocaust-denying, bizarre black Hebrew Israelite conspiracy theory about how the blacks are the real Jews and all the rest of this. And this ended with an overwrought suspension from the NBA for Kyrie Irving. As a general matter, I believe that sports leagues should not be suspending members of the league based on their viewpoint, largely because I think that they sometimes get it wrong. And almost always, it allows people like me to say, wait, hold up. Half your league is using cocaine and nailing prostitutes. But this guy tweeted out a video from Amazon. Like, I'm not sure exactly what your standards are. And that's true for every league. The standards are really, really bizarre. We'll get back to more of this in just one moment. First, does it make sense that the company that controls 90% of all internet searches also runs your email service and tracks everything you do on your smartphone? Here's the thing. Big tech is more powerful than most countries these days. They profit by exploiting your personal data. Put a layer of protection between your online activity and big tech with ExpressVPN. Think about how much of your life is on the internet. Every site you visit, video you watch, or message you send gets tracked and data mined when you run ExpressVPN on your device. The software hides your IP address, making your activity a lot more difficult to trace. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your internet data to keep you safe from hackers and eavesdroppers. ExpressVPN is super easy to use. All you do, you navigate to ExpressVPN on your phone. Right now, it says not connected. But I hit the button, and behold, it is now connected, which means my internet activity is protected. So, why are you handing over your personal data to big tech? They're mining your activity. They're selling your information. Instead, protect yourself with the VPN I trust to keep myself safe online. Visit expressvpn.com/Ben Shapiro Show. Get 3 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/Ben Shapiro Show to get started. Again, they're the VPN that I use. I'm on the internet like all the time. My data is my own, and I wish it to remain that way. That is why I use ExpressVPN, so should you. expressvpn.com/Ben Shapiro Show. Get 3 extra months for free. Anyway, LeBron James was asked about that, but one of the reasons that he was asked about that is because he sort of came out in quasi-defense of Kyrie Irving, and that had followed his own history of anti-Semitic comments. He had tweeted out before statements about Jew money and all the rest. So LeBron James is going to use this as an opportunity to go after the media. LeBron James is going to say, why isn't the media asking me about Jerry Jones? Well, maybe the reason the media is not asking you about Jerry Jones is because Jerry Jones was 14 years old in 1957, and the story is 65 years old in a sport that is not your own. And you have been particularly hesitant to call out causes in which you are directly involved or leagues in which you are directly involved with your friends. Maybe that would be why. But according to LeBron James, obviously it's media racism.
I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that. As a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on.
Well, I mean, just to be clear, the story itself says that Jerry Jones was 14 years old. So I have a basic rule. The basic rule is that if you're under, say, 17 years of age and the event happened 60 plus years ago and there was no actual criminal activity and it's a picture of you, that's not much of a story. I'm sorry to say that, but it's not much of a, like you can't even attribute full motive to Jerry Jones when he is 14 years old, standing at the back of a crowd looking on at an incident that's happening at his school. Have you ever met a 14-year-old kid going to a high school? Like under any circumstances? If there's like a shiny light, all the kids run around. But in any case, there's no way to actually attribute that action to Jerry Jones, but LeBron is very exercised over the fact that he wasn't asked about the Jerry Jones photo, but he was asked about Kyrie. Well, maybe it's because LeBron James has sounded off on pretty much every topic. He doesn't need to be asked about Jerry Jones. He'll just sound off about it. He won't sound off about Chinese human rights violations because he's getting paid too much money by China. He'll sound off about how America is terrible, how America is racist and horrible, but he'll go completely silent when it comes to anti-Semitic nonsense from members of his own league. That would be the reason. But again, the idea here in the sports world is that everybody is racist. I guess the same people who are paying you hundreds of millions. I mean, LeBron James is a billionaire. The same people who are paying you tons and tons of money to watch you play sports are somehow racist because they didn't ask you about Jerry Jones. Strange. Here's Stephen A. Smith doing the same routine. Again, a man who is paid a lot of money to shout on your TV.
I can't applaud LeBron enough for what he said. I 1,000% agree with LeBron James because that wasn't about Jerry Jones. But what LeBron was talking about is unavoidable. The media. Trump says something. They asked LeBron about it. They asked LeBron about the presidential campaign when Trump was running against Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now, obviously, him endorsing Hillary Rodham Clinton had something to do with that. But clearly, LeBron James has been subjected to question after question after question. But suddenly, when it came to Jerry Jones, you didn't ask? Because I assure you, if I was in that press room, I would have asked LeBron about it. I would have said, LeBron, by the way, how do you feel about this?
Oh, it must be racism. It must be racism. Alrighty, guys, the rest of the show is continuing right now. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be getting to California considering slavery reparations could cost hundreds of billions of dollars. Plus, we'll be joined by Dallas Jenkins, creator of The Chosen. If you're not a member, click the link in the description and join us.